It's time to talk about the biggest disappointment, biggest shit show, biggest piss fart, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and perhaps Fortnite's storied history, illustrious history, whatever the fuck terminology you want to use there, which is Chapter 5, Season 2. Now, from the start, this trailer looks looks promising, right? It looks fun, but this season, I believe, is the prime definition of the term looks can be deceiving. They say don't judge a book by its cover. Well, I didn't judge a book by its cover for sure, because this season looks like it could have been so much fun, but yet this season proceeds to shoot itself in the foot. Now let's delve into it. Now, the first point I do want to make when talking about this season is the start. Now, they had, of course, the 3 big Greek god items, which was the Chains of Hades, which was basically just, at the time, what a lot of us saw as the Scorpion item. Now, the Scorpion item being from Mortal Kombat, and the Thunderbolt of Zeus, which was pretty broken, which, of course, I'm okay with, a bit of an overpowered item here and there. But, like, not too overpowered, but still pretty powerful. I did have a bit of fun using it. However, I don't appreciate the nerfs. I feel like the nerfs were just kind of frivolous at that point, because they were giving it, like, 10 to 20 nerfs at a time. When I feel like 1 to 2 nerfs for a broken item is necessary, unless if it's that bad, like the Magneto power in Wrecked, or the Cap Shield in Season 4, which the Cap Shield was kind of necessary because it only did it once. Now, let's talk about the big thing about this season that I did enjoy, which was the Floor is Lava LTM. Now, this LTM returned for the first time in, I believe, 5 or 6 years. I don't really remember the exact amount, but it hadn't been in the game since, I believe, 2018, 2019-ish. And basically, this LTM was what it seems like. Lava pours up, and you have to basically build as high as possible and avoid touching it. Pretty plain and simple, right? Now, of course, this did include the current day loot pool, which I'm okay with. And I do like the Floor is Lava LTM. I've always been a fan of LTMs in general, especially now with the Getaway LTM when they had it. I do think that they do need to bring these back more, which I just want to wonder, what the hell happened to LTMs, man? Like, we used to get so much LTMs back in 2019, and now we just don't have them anymore. But anyways, back to the video. Now, where this season really takes it downhill was with the Avatar collab. Oh, Jesus, no, Jesus, fuck. So, where do I start? This collab, by far, was the worst collab we've ever gotten. The worst mini pass we've ever gotten, the worst collab event we've ever gotten. I'm not even trying to sound ungrateful. This comes from somebody who played the 2019 Star Wars collab, the who's played the Star Wars collabs, who's played the DC and the Marvel collabs that nobody really wanted, who's played with the mechs, the Batarangs, and the Batman gear in Season X. So, I do definitely think that, of course, having collab items is, beneficial. It's fine. I don't really see that much of a problem, as long as it doesn't just take away from the core gameplay and what is supposed to be fun about this. There was nothing that I feel like was a remote net positive with this, because on one hand, you're adding a collab that not a lot of people wanted, for one. 2, you're adding in overpowered shit items in that one fuck-ass item that is not only overpowered in itself, it was buffed, it was broken at the start, and then it gets a buff. Now, people are saying that, it's a skill issue if you couldn't counter it. What the fuck were we able to counter it with? Because it's not like, because most of these weapons worked from far range, and the snipers were basically nerfed into the ground by the time we reached this point. So, what did you really have to counter it? Now, cars in Season 3, you had the Magneto, you had Nitro, you had the Boom Bolt, the minigun. You had a lot of ways to counter the cars. Same with Season 4 with the Cap Shield. You could have just used the Doom Gauntlets or our War Machine's lock-on turret, which was pretty easy to use. Same with the Ninja Turtle mythics in Season 1. You just had to go Frenzy Auto Spam. Or the lightsabers, where you just had to use a shotgun. Or Midas's drum gun with Brutus's minigun. The mechs with basically just have them malfunction on themselves. You get the point, though, right? There was no way to truly counter these mythics. And what truly makes them separate them from other collab items is that this is a collab event that not a lot of people wanted. Nobody truthfully wanted this. We didn't ask for it. They just kind of said, well, here you go. Fuck you. Give me your money. Which, if this is a season around the Greek pantheon, yes, that Greek pantheon with all the gods and shit, all those cool people, Aphrodite was kind of fine shit in that battle pass, but you get the point, right? But there was not a... Now, let's talk about, like, one of my net positives, which was the pass itself. There's not a single skin in that pass that I didn't think looked bad. I think all of them looks pretty cool in their own rights, excluding Medusa, but she wasn't terrible at all. If I had to pick a worst one, though, it is Aphrodite, but because of her service style being infinitely better, which, at this point, if we're going to do that type of collab event for a season based around Greek mythology, we did get Godzilla in a Japanese theme, Sub-Zero in a crime theme. At this point, they're going to do a fucking space theme. They're going to give us fucking Randy Orton. I don't even fucking know at this point, man. Anyways, this season was absolute dog shit. The worst season I've ever put out. Epic, please learn from your lesson not to add dog shit items nobody even likes. Anyways, you guys have a blessed day. I wish you all the best. Don't get political in my comments. I love you guys. Peace out.